Alright, what's good everybody? It's your boy Akeen and welcome to this vlog. Moving on with more scout reports on players headed towards this year's draft. For this vlog, I'm here to talk about Stanford safety Ed Reynolds. Now he's coming off a pretty good season this past year, first team all Pac-12 selection. Now he decided to forego his final year of eligibility and enter this year's draft. That was a little bit of a question mark on my behalf, but I still think he's a good late round pick of this year's draft. Now let's start off where he's from. He's actually originally from Orange Park, Florida. He played for a prep school, and he's actually had some good bloodlines. His father actually played for the New England Patriots and New York Giants from 1983 to 1992. Had a decent career, but he has a good father who has bloodlines in the National Football League. Now he decided to choose Stanford after he wasn't really heavily recruited coming out of high school, actually playing in the state of Virginia, and he decided to actually redshirt his first season and then missed the entire 2011 season due to a torn ACL. And during the spring of 2012, he wowed a lot of the coaches and earned the starting position at the safety. And he was an immediate impact in that season opener against San Jose State, where he had a game-clinching, a game-saving interception from David Fouls. I think he had a pretty good season that year. He did have a great season. Actually led the team with 6 interceptions and led the nation with 301 yards, interception return yards. He had a great year that upcoming season, earning all conference honors. Now he definitely showed that he was a difference maker on the defensive side and created a lot of turnovers. Now in 2013, he only had 4 pass breakups and 1 interception, but he did produce better in tackling. He had 87 tackles this past season compared to 43 back in 2012, and he was still first team all Pac-12 selection, even though he was overshadowed by other players, especially that front 7 of that great Stanford defense. Now let's talk about his strengths and weaknesses. First, let's talk about his strengths. Now he's a physical, instinctive player with a nice lanky built body at 6'1", 207 pounds, and he definitely puts himself into good position. He definitely also has that body type that NFL scouts want in a player at this position, and he demonstrates good agility and acceleration. He runs a 4.56 40, pretty not bad. I actually think that's an exceptional speed, and he actually does a pretty good job in closing into the football. He did post up 6 interceptions in 2012. Now, also, he has a good football IQ, and he understands that he is the last line of defense in defense, and that is pretty much what the safety is there for. He's the last line of defense who should step up, and he does step up, and he definitely takes some good angle tackles when the ball carriers actually get too far past the first 2 levels, and he definitely takes some good angles to save touchdowns. He had a pretty good career as a Stanford Cardinal. Now, he does have some weaknesses. Now, I did mention that Stanford had a great defense for many years for the past recent years in college football, especially in that front 7, and he produced well because of that front 7. He did help lead the team win a Rose Bowl championship. He's definitely a good player, but that front 7 was the main reason why that whole unit together meshed so well. That defense was so great, mainly because of that front 7. Another thing that I need to talk about, he only had 1 season showing that he could cause some turnovers, and that was back in 2012, where he had 6 interceptions. He's very inconsistent in making impact plays. He needs to be more consistent and show out that he could be that true safety that you want in the National Football League. One last thing, he could also have some problems committing penalties, and he actually had 1 game where he was ejected for leading a tackle with his helmet, the crown of his helmet. He needs to do a lot better than that and have better tackling skills and tackling technique. If he leads with his head, he will not only get fined, but possibly get ejected from a game and cause penalties for his team. He needs to do a lot better at that. Now, for overall, I would have to give him a late 4th round selection, in between a late 4th round and a mid 5th round pick for this year's draft. I'm a little bit concerned due to the fact that he produced so well, because Stanford has such great players on that defensive side like Shane Sko and Trent Murphy. He had some great players on that defense. Also Chase Thomas. They had a dominant defense, and he produced well because he had such a great front 7. And I think that threw a little bit of a flag for me. And in this past season, he only had 1 interception compared to 6 back in 2012. Kind of declined to that, even though he does help out in run support, which I do have to give him a plus at that. I think he could become a decent, solid receiver, possibly a good starter for teams, but I'm a little bit questionable, and that's why I have him as a 4th or 5th round pick. Now, next time I'm going to catch you guys is later on today. Going to continue things on with more scout reports. Thank you for watching today's vlog. From Pro Football Exclusive, I'm your man, Akeem McCall. Be easy.